Welcome to LTC Rolling Engineering. We are looking forward to working with you and have put together this short presentation to help you get started on our production floor. This procedure will include our quality policy, our environmental policy, safety in our plant, material safety data sheets, emergency escape plan, tornado shelter plan, environmental systems, emergency spill procedures, operator training, and attendance and punctuality. Our company has a quality policy and mission statement. We require all employees who work here to have an understanding of what this statement is and what it means to them. Our statement is, we the employees and management of LTC Rolling Engineering are committed to manufacturing top quality tooling and products for our customers. We accomplish this by continuously improving our processes in a safe, clean working environment. This policy was approved by Andy Ligda, President, in October 2000. All employees who work here at LTC should have in their possession a pocket card. Within the pocket card is a copy of this mission statement and our environmental statement. LTC is committed to maintaining a clean, healthy work environment. Our commitment includes improvements towards prevention of pollution, complying with environmental legislation, regulations, and other requirements for which we subscribe. LTC's quality policy, environmental policy, and our continuous improvement philosophy set the framework for establishing and reviewing our objectives and targets. This is accomplished by planning improvements, conducting audits, implementing corrective and preventative action, reviewing and updating our policies, procedures, and instructions at least annually, and communicating such issues with our employees. Communication is completed through the use of bulletins, procedures, safety team meetings, production meetings, and management reviews. Meeting records are maintained by management and are posted. Our next topic of concern is safety in our plant. Safety glasses with side shields are to be worn whenever a person is passing the blue lines within our plant. Foot protection is required when entering the shop floor. This would include upper leathers with hard soles, no tennis shoes. For your safety, some areas in the plant are noisy, and hearing protection is required. Hearing protection is provided at several locations within the plant. To help prevent against cuts and laceration, gloves are also provided for many job functions. Gloves issued should last all day. You may be trained to load steel coils onto equipment. Hard hats are issued to anyone trained to operate the overhead cranes. No one is to operate a crane without proper training. Please be aware that there are many small vehicles moving fore and aft within the aisleways of our plant. Listen closely to horns or beepers to notify you that a vehicle is approaching. You may be asked to operate a forklift. Employees must show knowledge of the forklift rules by complying with a test and showing driving skills before being issued a permit. As a new employee, we want you to be aware of the basic lockout dangers and what a basic lockout tag looks like. Do not attempt to run a machine that is locked out. If your machine is locked out, notify your supervisor for instructions. Any attempt to run a machine that is locked out could cause serious danger or even death to you or another person. While working on the shop floor, you may come in contact with some oils and cleaners. Please be aware that the material safety data sheets for these items are available for your review in the cafeteria and are listed by department. Material safety data sheets contain information concerning hazardous materials used in the workplace. There are 8 sections to this document which we will discuss. The manufacturer. This section shows the manufacturer, importer, employer, or other responsible parties preparing or distributing this material safety data sheet. The chemicals and compound names with all the ingredients which have been determined to be reportable health hazards are listed in Section 2 of the Hazardous Ingredients and Identification section. Physical and chemical characteristic data tells us what the material or mixture is like and how it will behave. The Fire and Explosion Hazardous Data section explains to us about the flash points, the extinguishing media, the firefighting procedures, and some information on flammable limits. Section 5 describes reactivity data. This information will aid us in safe handling of hazardous and unstable substances. Instability and incompatibility of common substances such as water, direct sunlight, metals used in piping or containers, acids, alkalis, etc. should be listed. Under the health hazard data, the combined estimate of all the hazards to the total product are listed. This might be stated as time-weight average combinations. Permissible exposure limits, PEL or TLV. Under the section of precautions for safe handling and use, detailed procedures and protective clothing and equipment for ventilation to be used in cleaning up of spills and safe disposal should be indicated here. Under the control measures section, it addresses such things as respiratory protection, ventilation, protective gloves, eye protection, and other protective elements and clothing necessary for this product. It is important to keep track of all of our safety equipment and make sure it is in proper working order. Things such as smoke and fire alarms, sprinkler systems, fire extinguishers, eye wash stations, and first aid kits. Our emergency sprinkler system must not be ignored. We must maintain the recommended clearances and report any damage or leaks you have observed. Fire extinguishers. It's a good idea to be prepared in case of a fire. Know where these fire extinguishers are located and how to use them. Do routine inspections to make sure that they're fully charged. Are they easily accessible? And know what types to use. Type A is ordinary combustibles. Type B is flammable liquids. Type C is energized electrical equipment. Type A, B, and C is a combination of the 3 above. And Type D is for flammable metals. To ensure your fire extinguishers are fully charged, have the fire extinguishers serviced on a regular basis by a contractor or supplier. Let's talk now about our emergency escape plan. At the sound of an alarm, shut off your machine. Then proceed to the nearest exit door. All personnel are to meet at the Plant 1 parking lot at the south end next to shipping. Hourly employees are to draw their time cards from the designated attendees. Visitors and salary employees are to report to office personnel. Do not return to the building until you have received an all clear. For your safety and an orderly way of exiting the building, exit maps have been posted throughout the plant. Please make yourself familiar with such exits and where these locations are in the event of an emergency. Tornado. A tornado watch means that there's a possibility of a tornado, so be on the lookout. A tornado warning means that a tornado has actually been spotted and you are to go to a safe shelter immediately. In the event of a tornado warning, the township will sound a tornado alarm, or you will hear an announcement made on our PA system with instructions. Here are some tornado shelter recommendations. Go to the interior rooms and halls on lower levels. Stay away from glass-enclosed areas and big rooms. A corner is safer than the middle of a hallway or room. Crouch down and cover your head. In the event of a tornado, it's really your choice, but we believe the better locations in our facility would probably be the shop floor locker rooms or restrooms, the front office storage rooms, Plant 1 conference room or Plant 2 cafeteria, and last would be the front office restrooms. Stay away from any room with windows or glass. LTC's environmental systems are comprised of an Environmental Management System, ISO 14001-2004, and we are certified. We have a pollution incident prevention plan, a stormwater pollution prevention plan, a 5S program to set things in order, and a spill prevention control and countermeasure system. Our spill prevention control countermeasures and pollution incident prevention plan is documented and certified by a registered professional engineer. This plan addresses precautions taken to make sure that spills are unlikely to occur. It addresses equipment used to transfer, storage containers or tanks, training of personnel, and spill responses quickly and efficiently. Our Stormwater Pollution Prevention Plan. Stormwater is a term used to describe waters that originate during precipitation events. Stormwater that does not soak into the ground becomes surface runoff. Surface runoff either flows into storm sewers and/or waterways, which are rivers and lakes. Anything that precipitation can fall upon can wash off harmful elements into such waterways. LTC is currently registered by the Department of Environmental Quality, DEQ, under a general permit. This permit requires us to monitor stormwater. LTC takes our outdoor storage practices very seriously by eliminating undesirable storage outdoors. We monitor all stormwater activity, including potential runoffs, by conducting audits on a monthly basis. Areas of exposure to such elements are monitored for contaminants and erosion of soil. Indoor activities and wastewater are monitored through our 5S program. The 5S program is the basics of 5 Japanese words, and they begin as follows: Siri, Siatan, Sisu, Shikitsu, Suzuki. Translated in English, this means sorting, setting in order, shine, standardize, and sustaining. First part of the program is we're going to sort. We're going to identify by color codes or tags or some fashion what is necessary and what is unnecessary items. We're going to use clear visible labels and signs to make the purpose of the area clear. We're going to review and discard unnecessary items. We're going to categorize necessary items by frequently used or rarely used, or some fashion of that sort. We're doing this sort operation to increase productivity and improve our environment, and production of labors will be much improved as full attention can be paid to production. In our second phase, we want to set in order or organize, determine the location for needed items and accessibility, mark spaces and install cabinets and shelving as necessary. Signs should be used to orient the workers and assist in the workflow. We are trying to provide a strong foundation for the workplace with organization and simplicity. Organizing habits will begin to pay individuals almost immediately. In phase 3, we want to shine, thoroughly clean the equipment and the area, recognize and fix problems in the area and equipment, while taking steps to ensure they will not persist. Make sure all cleaning equipment and supplies are clearly labeled, replenished, and marked with instructions if procedures are required. The benefits of this phase is to keep employee morale increased, and most important is the productivity time can be dedicated to more important tasks. Our next phase is to standardize. We want to assign responsibilities and check on the maintenance levels of this program. We want to integrate the 5S program duties into regular work duties. To accomplish this, we need to make standards clear and visible in the workplace, customize labels and signs and posters where applicable, and pick the 5S color scheme for each facility. Make certain standards are easy to understand. Offer multiple languages if necessary. With standardizing, employees can competently pursue their production goals. Standardizing offers employees and employers a way to reach common goals. The next part of the 5S program is to sustain. We need managers' commitment to the 5S program. We need to provide training, and employees need to buy into the program. This process also needs to become habit-forming. To sustain, we need to identify the goals that we wish to accomplish. We need to measure our progress and evaluate our resources and 5 ways to obtain visual materials and suitable growth. Look for ways to emphasize the possible results of a 5S program and demonstrate ways to ensure significant goals are not forgotten. Employees will find it energizing and fulfilling, and the workplace is well prepared to continually observe the 5S standards. Our organization is an environmentally concerned company, and we take many steps to ensure that pollution does not enter our environment. In the event of a chemical, coolant, or hydraulic spill in your area, if need be, shut off your machine. Notify your supervisor and maintenance. In the event your supervisor cannot be contacted, go to the nearest phone and follow this instruction. Pick up the phone, press the page button, and then announce. Maintenance personnel needed in whatever area you're in for a spill. Do not attempt to grab a leaky or a swinging hydraulic line or attempt to stop leaks. Let maintenance do this. This could be dangerous. Some of the items needed for cleaning up a spill include safety glasses, a spill kit, mop and bucket, and a spill report form. Spill kits are available at several locations throughout the building. The spill kit contains pads, socks, gloves, and a spill report. The next portion of this presentation is about training. All employees performing work affecting quality shall be proven competent by knowledge of the process being performed, product and how the product is used, knowledge of a good and a bad product, and the paperwork required for this process. All these processes must be considered before an operator is allowed to manufacture parts on their own. To help you with your training and understand the process for which you'll be performing, we have attached operator instructions. This is a step-by-step review of the activities you'll be conducting. You will find an operator training matrix attached to each machine. If your name is not added to this training matrix, it identifies that you have not been trained or qualified to run this machine. Please review with your supervisor before operating a machine. Gauges, fixtures, and other test equipment are used to verify that the product that you are producing meets the customer requirements. You may be asked by your supervisor to review this document and understand how to check parts. For the operation you'll be running, a first piece is required. The inspector and the area supervisor will conduct a first piece inspection for each identified startup operation, at material changeovers, and when a job is changed. For you to start up an operation, the first piece tag must be signed and checked as passed. As part of getting started with a new process, ensure that you have a good parts container and a scrap bin nearby. Before putting parts in the container that you have at the end of your assembly line, you are required to make sure that there is an in-process tag attached to that container. This identifies the part, the operation, and the date that those parts were produced. While you are assigned at a workstation, you will be given a production sheet. Fill in the start time and the information required on the sheet. This will help us keep track of our inventory levels and our scrap counts along with production time. As part of your responsibilities, you will be asked to keep your area clean, and we thank you for your cooperation. When you arrive at LTC, please park to the left at employee doors. There is more parking along the backyard and to the rear of the building. Do not park in the front or near the shipping dock. When you do arrive, you are not to punch in more than 5 minutes before or after your scheduled shift. When you do check in, you are to go directly to your workstation. New employees will be assigned a supervisor who will take them to the assembly area. Our sick tardy notification procedure is as follows. You are to report in if you are going to be absent or late. The day shift number, 586-465-1023. The afternoon shift number is 586-465-5762. This concludes your employee introduction. If you have any questions or concerns, you can ask our office personnel or your supervisor.